Children now love luxury. They have bad manners, contempt for authority, they show disrespect for elders and love chatter in place of exercise. Children are now tyrants, not the servants of their households. They no longer rise when elders enter the room, and they contradict their parents' chatter before company, gobble up dainties at the table, cross their legs and tyrannise their teachers. Ignorance can be cured, but stupidity is forever. Characteristics of a popular politician: a horrible voice, bad breeding, and a vulgar manner. For there is no defence for a man who, in the excess of his wealth, has kicked the great altar of justice out of sight. All men make mistakes, but a good man yields when he knows his course is wrong and repairs the evil. The only crime is pride. One word frees us of all the weight and pain of life. That word is love. From a small seed, a mighty trunk may grow. Rather fail with honour than succeed by fraud. Most people, in fact, will not take the trouble in finding out the truth, but are much more inclined to accept the first story they hear. If you want to be wrong, then follow the masses. You cannot teach a crab to walk straight. The strong do what they have to do, and the weak accept what they have to accept. True wisdom comes to each of us when we realise how little we understand about life, ourselves, and the world around us. Self-control is the chief element in self-respect, and respect of self, in turn, is the chief element in courage. The young people of today think of nothing but themselves. They have no reverence for parents or old age. They are impatient of all restraint. They talk as if they alone knew everything, and what passes for wisdom with us is foolishness with them. As for girls, they are forward, immodest, and unwomanly in speech, behaviour, and dress. Do not grieve over someone who changes all of a sudden. It might be that he has given up acting and returned to his true self. Chance never helps those who do not help themselves. When the debate is lost, slander becomes the tool of the loser. He who is not contented with what he has would not be contented with what he would like to have. A man who takes pleasure in speaking continuously fools himself in thinking he is not unpleasant to those around him. The years wrinkle our skin, but lack of enthusiasm wrinkles our soul. Surely, to think of your own the only wisdom and yours the only word, the only will, betrays a shallow spirit, an empty heart. A free soul ought not to pursue any study slavishly, for nothing that is learned under compulsion stays with the mind. We can do nothing without the body. Let us always take care that it is in the best condition to sustain us. Under every stone lurks a politician. Do not do to others what angers you if done to you by others. I am the child of fortune, the giver of good, and I shall not be shamed. She is my mother, my sisters are the seasons, my rising and my falling match with theirs. Born thus, I ask to be no other man than that I am. If I get clear of my debts, I care not though men call me bold, glib of tongue, audacious, impudent, shameless, a fabricator of falsehoods, inventor of words, practised in lawsuits, a pettifogger, a rattle, a fox, a sharper, a knave, a dissembler, a slippery fellow, an impostor, a rogue that deserves the cat o' nine tails, a blackguard, a twister, a licker up of the hashes. They call me all this when they meet me. If they please, I care not. The easiest and noblest way is not to be crushing others, but to be improving yourselves. The pride of youth is in strength and beauty. The pride of old age is in discretion. Lies are the greatest murder. They kill the truth. No man who is not willing to help himself has any right to apply to his friends or to the gods. As material fortune is associated with the properties of the body, so honour belongs to those of the soul. Few things are brought to a successful issue by impetuous desire, but most by calm and prudent forethought. A man's affairs become diseased when he wishes to cure evils by evils. We secure our friends not by accepting favours, but by doing them. Though a man be wise, it is no shame for him to live and learn. There is one safeguard known generally to the wise, which is an advantage and security to all, but especially to democracies as against despots: suspicion. Happiness is a choice that requires effort at times. I call myself a peaceful warrior because the battles we fight are on the inside. Troubles hurt the most when they prove self-inflicted. Remember that this greatness was won by men with courage, with knowledge of their duty, and with a sense of honour in action. He who confers a favour should at once forget it, if he is not to show a sordid, ungenerous spirit. To remind a man of a kindness conferred and to talk of it is little different from reproach. Your lost friends are not dead, but gone before, advanced a stage or two upon that road which you must travel in the steps they trod. Does it seem that everything is extravagance in the world, or rather madness when you watch the way things go? A crowd of rogues enjoy blessings they have won by sheer injustice, while more honest folks are miserable and die of hunger. But this I know, if all mankind were to take their troubles to market with the idea of exchanging them, anyone seeing what his neighbour's troubles were like would be glad to go home with his own. An insult directed at the wicked is not to be censured. On the contrary, the honest man, if he has sense, can only applaud. The keenest sorrow is to recognise ourselves as the sole cause of all of our adversities. The kind of man who always thinks that he is right, that his opinions, his pronouncements are the final word, when once exposed shows nothing there, but a wise man has much to learn without a loss of dignity. To plunder, to lie, to show your arse are 3 essentials for climbing high. If a man insisted always on being serious and never allowed himself a bit of fun and relaxation, he would go mad or become unstable without knowing it.